Hello. Hello, everyone. It is Teresa from Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, where I love sharing art from my heart. And welcome to the Ornament Place, everyone. This has been a great group. This has been a lot of fun. I've watched so many videos and looked at so many really fun ornaments. Everyone's so talented. And even if some of the ornaments are the same like type or style, everyone has their own, oh, I got paint on me. Everyone has their own unique spin on it, and I love it. So it's been great being part of this group. And so I am here today. You guys saw my post. I'm going to paint one of these red barn ornaments for you. I have a red barn. I have a lot of ornaments, but I have a hand-painted red barn, a nativity, and birds on like a snowy fence. You really can't see them up there, but I'll get them down and show you guys later. But anyway, so I am going to paint for you. Whenever I paint on plastic, clear, like kind of hard plastic, because these are 4-inch plastic balls, you can get them in glass. So when you paint on glass or plastic, I always clean the surface first with alcohol. So you want to get off of any fingerprints, any oils from your hands, whatever. So I will go in all my wine glasses, other type glass ornaments, plates. I always want to clean them with rubbing alcohol first and a paper towel. So that's it. I just down. And then be careful. Keep it and not get your fingerprints back all over it. So put that aside. Anyway, I am using, I could use acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is for glass. But I am using Folk Art multi-surface paint. These are basically my favorite paints. I use them for 95% of my painting. I'll use Deco Art and Americana paints too. But I mostly use these Folk Art paints. But as you all probably know, paint is so hard to use. It's crazy. But anyway, so I use these Folk Art paints, these multi-surface paints. They have this little icon on the top because they're really good for wood, ceramics, ceramic truck the other night, glass, canvas, plastic, you name it. Depending on what I paint on, sometimes I'll do a clear coat on top, but these paints also have a built-in sealer, so they don't really need a clear coat. They have a bit of a sheen to them. And that's it. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. I can't see comments when I'm using this camera and this software. I have to go back and forth, and then that gets me out of my mojo of painting. So if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section, and I definitely will come back and look at them. So I'm going to change my camera view, and I will come back and answer any questions you have. Here I am. Here's my ball. Here's my paint. I use these plastic plates. You can see the paint does work on plastic, because once the paint is dry on there, there's no getting it off. I could scrub them, but I just, keep reusing their paint. They're plastic plates for me and my artwork. I care. So I'm putting out a couple of different color reds. One is a brighter red, and that's cardinal red, and one is more, one is a deeper red, that's the cardinal red, and then one is a brighter red, that's the apple red. I like having 2 different shades, even when I'm using the same color, because it gives your design a little bit more dimension. And then you don't have to necessarily go back and shade and highlight, although I will a little bit. So I'm going to get started. I have my brushes. I'll put this over here just so I don't get anything, because I'll be chit-chatting away and forget. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put both color reds on my brush. And this is called double loading. So I'm putting one red on one tip of the brush and one red on the other corner of the brush. It doesn't look different to you, but it looks different to me. I don't know if I'm going to like this brush. So anyway, how is everyone today? I'm just eyeballing it. I could have gone in here with like maybe a white erase marker, or I don't think chalk would have worked. But I'm just eyeballing my barn. on here. Just giving a little bit of an outline, just like that. And then I'm going to go in, and yeah, I don't like this. And I need a softer brush. I use this one. So now I'm going to go in and fill in my design. When you're base coating it, it doesn't really look like much, and that's pretty much what I'm doing right now is the base coat. Okay, if you have a little bit of brush marks and stripes in there, because it just adds to the look of your barn. There we go. I am going to go back over that once that dries. And I'm going to go in now and add my roof eaves. So sometimes, see how the paint is a little bit sheer? I will definitely go back in and add a second coat when it dries. I'm going to wait for that to dry a little bit as I move along and hop around. Okay? What I like to do when I'm painting something, I will hop around, let one section dry, then move on to the next section. Then when that section dries, move back. Sorry, I'm tapping my paint out. This way you can kind of keep moving along. I'm going to go back to the original brush I had because it didn't work well for my trees. And it's paper towel. So, what was your guys' favorite ornament this week so far? What do you think? I don't know. It's hard to say. I did order a couple. I ordered a couple personalized ornaments from Thin Air. Thin Air? Yeah, I think that was it. Thin Air. So once again, I'm getting the same brush that I didn't like for the barn, but I'm putting light. I opposited it. I'm putting light and dark on each of the corners. I'm going to go in here and add my evergreen trees. So first I'm going to put in the trunk, and then I'm just going to go in. I'm going to use the corner of my brush to tap. Tap, 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 and then I'm going to flip over and use the other corner, and I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to keep tapping. Obviously, I'm going to get wider as I go down. I'm going back up a little bit with I don't want stripes, but I do want the both colors. I'm highlighting while I'm going in and tapping in my tree. So I keep flipping my brush, but I don't want it to be stripes. So I go over the previous row a little bit to make it more of a blend, and so I don't see like dark green, light green, dark green. And that's it. I'm just using the corner of the brush and going back and forth and switching corners. Picking up a little bit more paint and getting wider at the bottom as I go. And that's one tree. And then I'm going to put 2 trees on this side. 1, 2. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. And while my red and my roof is drying, I think I want that one in the front. Somebody. And that's it. It's just a tap, tap, tap. The corner of the brush. Now this brush is a little bit more stiff, and that's why I didn't like the way it was applying the paint on the ornament. But because it's a little bit more stiff, I don't even know where. It's working really well for the corner of my tree. I also have, so these ornaments are all available on my website, silhouettespot.com. I will put the link in here in the comments when I'm done. And I'm going to post, I have e-packs, step-by-step, full color tutorials that you can purchase and download to paint all 3 of these ornaments yourself. As a bonus, you're getting this video also, the red barn. But you can purchase the pack for the red barn, the nativity, or the birds on the winter fence, and download it and paint them on 4-inch balls or paint them on any kind of ornament you want. And for being in this group, you get this free video lesson. I will post all the links when I'm done because I can't post links and paint and talk at the same time. When I'm done with these trees, see, I'll be ready for the second coat on my barn and my eaves. Not every color when you paint on glass needs a second coat. Oranges, yellows, and red in general tend to be pretty translucent. So even sometimes when I paint on certain surfaces, I have to go back in and give the orange or the red second coat. Rinsed my brush, picking up some more red paint. I'm going to go back in here and give my barn second coat. Try to keep my stripes straight. And you see it, much better coverage. And you really have to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, what happens is it tends to take off the paint that you applied. So, there we go. I get my small brown. I'm going to go back in for my eaves. Okay. I'm still using the same brown. There's really not a lot of colors. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 colors. And I'm going to paint on my barn doors. And I'm just going to give a little bit, of shading. My sides with the brown. Okay. Exciting. Get a little bit of black. What do you guys think so far? Two trees there. You'll see when this tree dries, I'm going to put like a different tree, but more like a bare branch tree. But you'll see, but I have to wait for my green to dry. So that's what we have so far. From my corner. Anyway, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of black because I want my doors to be a little darker in certain spots. So just, and a little bit of black in there. And I'm going to put a little dot. I have 2 doors here. Yeah, let me put a line down the middle. There we go. Now I'll put a little dot for handles. Okay. Now I'm going to get out my white. Now the white you can put on with a sponge, or I have these scruffy brushes, but I think to keep it easy and simple, I'm just going to keep using my liner brush. And when I go in to add my snow, It's just a lot of dabbing. And it almost, like the paint is a little bit thick on here, and it almost, gives it a snowy effect. Not brushing it on, just dabbing it on. Brush a little bit sideways, adding a little bit around here on the corners. See that? I'm waiting. I'm going to put some on my roof and everything, but I'm waiting for all that to dry. If you have any questions, you guys, I told you I will come back. Put your questions or any comments you have in comments, and I will come back and answer all your questions. These ornaments can be purchased on my website at www.teresasilhouettespot.com. And also, if you join my page at Teresa Silhouette Spot for all things art, you will find a lot more painting tutorials. I tend to go live every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll paint an element, or paint for fun, or I will paint a complete project, give you a sneak peek of something I have coming up on my website, or new products coming out, whatever it is. So you can go over and like Teresa Silhouette Spot for all things art. You will see what I have coming up new. I'm just bringing the snow down a little bit to make a little bit of like a walkway. And that's all I'm doing. I'm dabbing. I'm dabbing on here with my brush. Now I think the brown's pretty dry. I can go in and I'm going to add some snow to the roof. Maybe a couple of little icicles under here. I said I also have e-packets available if you wanted to paint your own. I have the Red Barn, the Nativity, and the birds on a fence. The birds are really cute. I love the way that the birds on the fence look. And you guys get this free video for painting your own, if you want to learn and paint your own Red Barn ornaments on anything, any surface that you want. I'm sharing it with y'all. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of brown, and I'm just going to make it, dab a little bit of brown in here, just to darken up, like maybe where people walk. Make it a little bit of a pathway, the door. There we go. Okay, and while I still have the brown, I told you guys I was going to add another tree. I'm going to add another tree here. When you do a tree, but it doesn't have branches, it's just a series of Ys. And I have brown and white on my brush. So if I have the white to the top, it makes it look like there's snow on the branches. You just keep veering off from branch to branch with Ys. And you can make them as fat or as skinny as you think. And they crisscross and grow any which way. Some are darker, Some are lighter. There you go. And then using the same brush. So basically I've used 3 brushes because I used a little one. But basically you could do this whole ornament with a number 12 flat and a liner brush. Because now I'm going to go in, I'm going back to my greens, and I'm going to pick up both the colors on my liner brush of green, and I'm dabbing again. This is a very dabby project. I'm dabbing a wreath onto my door. I'm using the dark green and the light green, and I'm just dabbing in a circle to make a wreath on the door. There you go. And that's it. Oh, wait, that's not it. I'm going to put some snow on my green trees. Back to the white. I could have put some in here before I painted over it. Oh, well. I go in here, add some snow to my evergreen. And on this side, too. And once again, I'm just dabbing away. Mirrored that a little before. I tell you, glass, painting on glass and plastic is very forgiving. Okay, and that's it. So let me turn you guys around. I'm going to show you the other one. So this is the one I just painted. This is one that's done already. When they dry, I spray them with that static guard that you use for your clothing. I spray them with static guard, and then I fill them with either these crunchy big glitters or regular glitter. So it gives it a little bit of a snowy effect on the bottom. And I'll show you. Let me grab the other two. Let me put this in some place where it won't get wrecked. And I'll show you the other two. These are the other two that I have available. The Nativity, hand painted. There's a lot of dabbing going on in there too with the snow. And then these cute little cardinals on the fence with the snow. So these 3 are available on my website. I will post the website for you. And also I have an e-packet for every one of these ornaments. You can paint them yourself, and now you have a video for the Red Barn. I will list that as well. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the post, and I will come back and answer all your questions. Thank you for joining me. Love you guys. Stay safe and sane, and enjoy the rest of the artists and creators that are going to be in here sharing their ornaments with you as well. Bye, guys.